मेन क्वेश्चन जो सबके दिमाग में रहता है कि हाउ एक्सपेंसिव इट इज़, लाइक व्हाट इज़ द फीस, so and what are the extra charges that you have to pay out there. Before starting, here's a disclaimer that we are not going to talk about the same things as the other creators did, and if you want the same information on how to study abroad, then you can refer to any other video. But if you want a deeper information and knowledge about how to study abroad, then this video is for you. Then do watch it. So we all know that Germany has a really good education system, and to explain more, we have a really special guest with us. So Abbigel ma'am, please give your introduction.
Hey people, my name is Abbigel and I am right now in Germany and I studied my graduation from Schwarz, Allahabad, which is now Prayagraj, and I did my BTech Food Technology, and right now I'm doing my Masters in Germany in a public university, and it's a master's course for 2 years, which is called International Food Business and Consumer Studies.
Yeah.
So the course, yeah, please.
So like my question is like, why Germany and not other countries like US or Canada? Why specifically Germany?
Okay, because Germany is it is really cheap as we compare it to other countries for studying, and the degree is actually having more value, I think, than the other countries, and what I know about German studies and universities are they're really strict and really precise in their ways, as
Yeah, Germany is well known for its education system. Yeah. So like which examination do you took for that particular university, or for which examination, like TOEFL or IELTS?
Okay, so I did IELTS, but when I came here, I came to know that there are some other ways that you can also come without giving IELTS. So when you are applying for a public university, so they just basically want to know that if you know English good or not, and there is also a certificate which you can provide that your previous studies were in English, like your graduation, your school, and everything, and that would be sufficient.
Okay, so like can you explain a bit more about your course, like what's your major subjects and all?
Yeah, so my course is International Food Business and Consumer Studies. So we have both the subjects which is related to marketing and food. So we get subjects like marketing research, research methods, and what are about the food qualities and subjects like that. So it totally depends on your subject what you are choosing. And from my subject, I get to study both, and I get to continue in both the fields when it comes to my career.
ओके, सो मतलब मेन क्वेश्चन जो सबके दिमाग में रहता है कि हाउ एक्सपेंसिव इट इज़, लाइक व्हाट इज़ द फीस, सो एंड व्हाट आर द एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस दैट यू हैव टू पे आउट देयर. So because foreign is a big thing, like everyone wants to study abroad, so that is the main question.
So I can't really say about other countries, but I can say about Germany. It's really cheap when you want to study here. So there's a system called a blocked account system.
Okay.
So now you have to pay around 8,000 euros. That is roughly around 7 to 8 lakh rupees in Indian rupees. And you have to block it for a year, like together. And whatever university you're choosing, if it's public or it's private, depends. Because private universities have really high tuition fees.
Okay.
But my university, which is a public university, I don't get to pay for semester fees because it is like a government college, if you can say.
Okay.
And when you have an admission in private one, you have to take care of the fees, but your living expenses at 8,000 euros per year.
Like the accommodation and the fooding is included in that.
Yeah, so the system is something like that. You get to deposit 8,000 euros together, and you get a monthly payout, like what you get in your universities, like what your dad and your mom sends, like 5,000, 1,000, whatever your parents sends. You get it in your local bank account like this, and you get to pay your rent, you get to pay your health insurance, and you get to do your groceries and everything in that money. It's around 800 to 900 euros you get per month.
Okay.
That is roughly around 50 to 60,000 per month.
Okay, so that is not that expensive as compared to US. So it's better, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay. So like what things we should include in our profile, and like extracurriculars or any other special thing that can give us an extra benefit in the admission process?
Okay. not in exactly the admission process, but when it comes to living here, it is always good and advisable to get involved in other university activities also, because here every field is very active when it comes to like sports also, and uh, some communities, like some societies, and if you are active in that, that's always a benefit, because you get to know about so many other benefits what your university is providing you, other than your classes and things. So yeah,
So,
I think
like,
so.
are we
That's
getting
it.
any extra benefits? Like, most of the students prefer to collect certificates during their bachelor's. Like, I am to also in the clubs and all these things. So, are all these certificates, will they make any difference? Is it beneficial or not?
uh, it always depends on the university, which university you're applying and which university is more active in what field. So like in my university, there are different societies which have different elections, representatives. So it is always good if you have experience in like holding a post in a university or a society, that can benefit you here also, because when you come here you get to deal with a lot of international students, and you need to communicate and you need to do it.
Yeah. So, like, so what are the advantages of studying in Germany? Like, what is the difference between Indian education system from Germany? What is the difference?
Okay, it is
Yeah,
there
big
is a
question.
lot of difference. The studying pattern is like completely different. What we do is like studying the text, what our teachers are teaching us, and giving exams through the books and all. But here you need to write research papers, you need to give presentations for every subject. So it's basically every subject you do is a research. It is not just reading the text and giving the exams. And moreover, it's they are more focused in what practical knowledge you get from every subject. It's just
Okay.
not about theory. What you practically learn, like case study, and we basically have oral exams for so many subjects that they get to ask all the case studies and scenario questions, so that we don't just really stick to the theory, we know the practical use also.
Yeah. So, like, are there any part-time jobs available? Like, if someone wants to earn an extra buck around, so is it available or like, so?
Okay, so if I don't even just talk about just talk about Germany, I want to talk about Europe. So if
Okay.
any of you are planning to come to Europe, just learn the language which country you are going. So here in Germany, German is like really really important,
Okay.
really important. I think it, because when I came here, I knew nothing about German, not even a single word. So it was like really difficult for me to start and cope up with things. But it is always advisable to learn at least this much, that you can communicate with the local people here, because everything here is in their local language and you just cannot come out of that circle. For any good part time job, you need to learn the local language. That is important.
Okay, so was there any specific reason that why you directly chose to apply for the masters instead of going for a job after your bachelor's? Like, why directly masters?
For me, I wanted to complete my studies,
Okay.
because before going to any job, that was my main motto, to complete my studies. So yeah, depends on different people's perspective. You can
Okay.
also apply for a job here, but uh, language is a big barrier. If you know the language, that would be a bit easy. But yeah, I think for coming outside for studies will be more beneficial than jobs, because one of the main reason is, if you have a certificate, if you have a degree or a master's degree here of their university, so
Yeah,
finding a job with their degree is way
much
more
easier.
beneficial than
Yeah.
way more easy than the other one.
Yeah. So, like, if I will go for a job, then will I get any benefits in the admission process? Like, not in if not in your university or in any other university, will I get any benefits? Will my experience matter, or it's just all same?
uh, I can't say exactly, because yeah, it always depends on the university and the course. But yeah, I have so many classmates who have already worked for 2 or 3 years, and they are coming here. They definitely have more knowledge about the subjects. They definitely have more practical experience about everything. So yeah, somehow it is beneficial. It's not like it's not. So both ways are good, I
Okay.
think.
So, like in Germany, your universities, when compared with the top universities, so is there any difference between their system and your system, or any kind of tell us about that? Or it's like in
Okay.
India, it's like universities have four A grades and some have three A's, some have two A's. So is it like same out there?
Yeah, I think, but for me exactly that what course I am doing is patent for my university. So
Okay.
my course is they don't have it in any other university. It's just
Okay.
for my university.
Wow.
So I can't really compare my course with other universities. But when you see like not just Germany but in Europe, like University of Hohenheim, Technical University of Munich, they are good universities, costly universities, and it's really difficult to get an admission because yeah, their subjects, their studies are way more difficult, and they have good professors who have great knowledge. So yeah,
Okay.
I think
So
they'll have better classes and experiences there.
yeah. So when did you decided that you will apply for Germany's? Like, what was your thinking? Like in your bachelor's, what were you thinking that now I have to apply for this? Or can you explain?
So I thought about it in my third year, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
and I was looking for other countries also, to be fair, and but from my seniors I got to know about Germany because uh, you might know there are my seniors who are also studying here in Dresden and other places.
Okay.
So they told me about Germany. About because my main thing was the subject and the cost. It was less for me to afford.
Okay. So like, and we also can say that the studies in Germany are more practical than theoretical as compared to India. Like India mainly focuses on theory part. So is that
Yeah, it is practical because we got so many universities, visit to farms and production companies in the start. And even when you are giving your subjects, you have to write research papers. So you really have to dig in on every topic and you have to search, and yeah, you get to know so many new things what you don't know while you are in India. You get to do different different things here, like
okay?
writing papers and doing all these
Okay,
stuff.
so can we even stay after completing our education in Germany, or we have to come back to India? Like, so is it
No, we after you finish your thesis, like last semester, so you get an 18 months visa that is called job search visa. So you have to search a
after
job
your
within that,
degree?
and after you get a job, yeah, after my degree, when I'll say okay, my degree is finished, so they'll give me 18 months ka visa. So you have
Okay,
to, that is the work search visa. And there is one more thing I want to mention. Like for here, what I know is, for I have my master for 2 years, that is like 4 semesters.
yeah,
But many people doesn't know this thing, that we can complete it in 8 semesters.
okay,
So I can basically postpone my thesis if I am done. Like there are just subjects till third semester, not in the fourth semester. Fourth semester is completely thesis. So if I'm done with all of my subjects till third semester, I can postpone my thesis. I can do part-time jobs. I can learn German. I can go for internships and all that stuff, and I can extend it till eighth semester. But I have to finish in the eighth one.
okay. So it is like I can say I understand that IELTS is very important if we want to take admission in Germany or in any other country of Europe. Is IELTS and
Yeah,
TOEFL?
definitely. Yeah, you have to precisely see the requirements of your university. I exactly cannot say because some universities require GRE, some require IELTS, some require TOEFL. So, and they will give you the minimum requirements also, like what score they want from you. So
Okay.
it's like every university has clearly mentioned this on their website. So I don't think that would be any problem.
Okay, so like why you chose your university instead of getting into any other university? So is there any specific reason that why you chose?
I think because of the course, I like the course because
Okay,
I wanted to know about more business studies also, because I've already done the processing part.
okay. So, like, can you tell us some disadvantages that you get to know about Germany or your system? Like, any disadvantages that you think that we should know?
Uh, the first disadvantage is definitely the language.
Okay.
So people are not very willing to speak English here, even if they know, because I don't know why. Because they are perfectionists and they don't want to speak wrong English. So it's like it is very important to learn language and come here because it would be very difficult. And I don't think there is any other. There are health insurance and stuff which is a bit costly because you don't have to go for hospital and checkups for every month, but you have to pay your insurance every month.
Okay.
But you just can't help it.
So, like, insurance is
I think
compulsory for
everything.
every person coming to Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
Every citizen, like even the German citizens, everywhere.
Okay. So, like, can you name any other university of Germany that the food tech students can reach out or look for?
Yeah, it's Technical University of Munich and University of Hohenheim and KU Leuven. So these are like surrounding universities in Belgium and in Munich and Leuven, like that. So
Okay.
these are good universities, and there's some websites which are really good, which you can go. That is called DAAD website,
Okay.
DAAD.
Okay.
So you can get to know about scholarships and good universities in Europe, and you can actually type which subject you want to choose.
Okay, so thank you. That's really great. And like, scores should we say is on average good in IELTS? Is there any
Okay,
specific
IELTS
score?
6.5 is okay,
How much? How
but
much?
I think 6.5 is okay,
Okay.
but I think 7.5 would be, it will cross for any university. There is no problem.
Okay. So how's your experience till now? So tell us about that.
Ah, my experience is good, and because of Corona, we don't have actually classes from second semester. We have to go for online classes, but they are also good. And yeah, it's tough for some subjects because the studying subject is totally different. So the people who are in graduation right now, they should really focus on how they are writing their thesis, because the way you're writing your thesis, you have to write every subject here like that.
Okay.
So it's really important that you know how to write a proper paper. Otherwise, it would be difficult for you to pass. And others are like weather and fine. Everything is fine, I guess.
ओके सो लाइक क्या क्या चीज़ें हम लोग को बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट होंगी यूरोप में एडमिशन लेने के लिए लाइक कोई स्पेशल सर्टिफिकेट्स जिसके लिए हम लोग जा सके अपने बैचलर्स में हम लोग को क्या क्या करना पड़ सकता है बैचलर्स में जिससे हम लोग का ईजी हो जाए प्रोसेस एडमिशन का मतलब बेनिफिट्स मिल सके हम लोगों को और ज़्यादा
First of all, try to get a good average score at the end
दैट
of
शुड
your
बी
degree. Not very much, but that should be, I guess, 70% would be fine.
ओके
60 to 70% would be fine. And try to get a good IELTS score.
Okay.
And first of all, like, I don't know, but I think you should know that you should start, if anybody wants to study outside, they should start very early, like everything, the processing, your marks, your IELTS score, your money won't take you anywhere if you don't do it on time. So what I experience is like time is everything when you want to study outside, because these people are very precise in their deadlines. So if you're gonna miss the deadline, you're out of the race. So start early, searching for your courses, deciding the university, looking at the requirements, fulfilling the requirements. That's the main thing, because even when you go for visa and things, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Okay, so I guess these are all my questions. So thank you so much. Any message to the viewers?
I hope I answered all of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, any messages, like, first of all, anybody is free to contact me if they want any other answers. I'm
Yeah,
really okay with that.
I will tag you in the
And
description.
sure, there's no problem. People can reach me out. And yeah, if you want to study outside, the main thing is planning. If you don't plan on time, everything. Like it starts from searching your course to searching your university to searching your requirements, your visa thing. Everything started on time, and I don't think it's very tough. If it's for Europe, if you're going to come for Europe, just learn the language and come. Don't rush. Don't rush that. Yeah, I want to go to foreign and study and all that stuff. Don't rush. Just take
Okay.
a year and a half, do the language, because that's gonna be really beneficial for you. Even when you complete your masters, when you apply for a job, everybody asks for the certificate, your language certificate,
Okay.
how far you are in your language. So even if you have very good degrees in your masters, but if you don't have language, that is waste.
Okay, so I guess these are all the questions, and thank you so much for sparing time. And it was really a pleasure